thank you for visiting. Our guest today is Mr. Robert Lebon. He is the spokesperson for Fountain Memorial Cemetery, and he's also the Master of Ceremonies as well. And I think you do other things as well, my friend.
Yeah, Colonel for Acadiana Area for Veterans and Assistant State Captain for the Patriot Guard Riders.
So you're really involved in a lot of stuff.
Right, I am kind of busy sometimes.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Well, I tell you what. Tell us exactly what do you do with Fountain Memorial?
The Master of Ceremony, I usually line up the speakers. I go on TV and tell the people about the what event that we're doing here, the way people come out and honor our veterans, and just basically whatever they need me to do to promote Fountain Memorial and our ceremonies that we do.
Okay. Can you give me a little bit of maybe history about Fountain Memorial? If there?
Fountain Memorial is owned by a group of people, and they for years now went out their way to honor our veterans and all that. They do a lot of stuff for the veterans where a lot of cemeteries don't, and funeral homes don't, where they do. So.
Okay. What type of services that they do for?
Veterans Day, Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans, Memorial Day. They do an All Saints Day here. You know, anything Wreaths Across America. Like Saturday, they're gonna have a veteran that's gonna be put to his final resting spot, and we're gonna come and help them with the three follies and playing the tap and stuff down to that veteran for his service. He was in World War II.
He was in World War II?
Yes,
okay.
World War II veteran.
Well, I'll tell you what, as far as working with Fountain Memorial, dealing with the veterans, I'm sure you also do Flag Day around here as well, right?
Yes.
Flag Day and some other services and activities that's involved. Can you elaborate maybe a little bit more about what they might be involved in?
All I know is what I do for them as far as, you know, the veterans. I'm the one that pretty much just handles all the stuff that they need, ceremonies or whatever for the veterans and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, the other organizations that you're involved in, I know you have your own nonprofit, right?
Right, that's Acadiana Area for Veterans. Okay. And we do 600 care package each year for veterans. We got a homeless shelter up in Vinton. We bring a couple of trailers of clothes, food, and everything, and that's all veterans. They're like us. They're a nonprofit. They don't get any grants or anything from the government. They just it's the people around Vinton that support the veterans home, and that's how it's ran.
Okay. Is there any other places around Louisiana that
well, I mean, we help St. Joseph, I think is the name of it, or Michael. We bring items to them each year. We bring items to the women's shelter. We also feed our senior citizens, and the reason we do that is I feel they're the ones that made the way, you know, the veterans gave us our freedom, but all our laws for everybody to, you know, be equal and all that, you know, our senior citizens had something to do with that, you know.
Yes.
So, you know, we kind of want to honor them and take care of them too.
Okay, because I know veterans, because of veterans' sacrifices.
Right.
Through their blood, sweat, and tears.
Right.
That's the reason why we have a free America today, and that we're able to perform all types of services.
Right.
And I'm sorry to say that sometimes America kind of forget about veterans a little bit.
Right. Well, and you know, they don't, a lot of people just as much don't think about the sacrifices family do.
Yes.
I mean, when if you went off to war, your family is regretting if somebody comes knocking on their door. I know what, like for when my son was serving, and you know, he had to go to the Philippines and stuff. I was always worried because you don't know. He can't tell you what he's doing and all that, you know, so you just worry about if he's safe and, you know, it's going to be all right and all that. So there's sacrifices families do, and that's why we take care of the senior citizens, because if they didn't serve, And they tell us, they go, oh, my grandfather and blah, blah, blah served, and, you know, my son and stuff. So you're just, you know, taking care of them too.
Yeah, because I know that America honors our veterans when we are in uniform.
Right,
And they thank us for our service.
right,
And they wave the American flag.
right,
And they pay tribute on social media,
Right.
thanking us. But I'm sorry to say that support kind of fades when veterans come back home and America is not there to meet their needs.
right,
It's like asking the question, where is America all of a sudden? And if it wasn't because of veterans, they're making an ultimate sacrifice, which a lot of veterans paid the ultimate sacrifice for
Right.
freedom,
exactly.
you know. And it's more or less like saying they died for nothing.
Right,
But here we're in a country that's the best country in this entire world, and yet veterans are kind of left out of the the
and
mainframe.
well, and they're not with us, because I don't let no veteran. If they can't have no family, we go be the pallbearers. If they don't have no family and don't have no money, we raise the money to bury them. You know, we deal with the national cemeteries that I can call up in Jennings and tell them I got a veteran and I'm gonna send you a copy of the DD 214, and they take care and get that burial spot ready for that veteran. So you know, sometimes, you know, you're correct, but there are people in America that take care of our veterans,
yes.
and so they're not forgotten, because I try to make sure that they're not. And something like I tell families, you know, when their loved one dies, as long as they think about them and keep them in their heart, they'll always be alive.
Yes.
When they're going to stop doing that, then they're truly dead, because nobody remembers them. And that's the whole reason why I do all these ceremonies here, and just like Memorial Day, and I go on TV, and some people, you know, might think I'm rough about it, but it's not for the living.
No.
It's for the ones that have passed away.
That's right.
And you know, a lot of people like to walk up to veterans and say Happy Memorial Day, and it makes some veterans angry, because number one, you know, it's not really a happy day.
No.
Memorial Day, you're supposed to be somber, you know, just for a little while.
Yes.
Just take time out of your life, you know, say a prayer for these veterans and thank them for their service and what they did. And then if they want to go do all their little, you know, sales that, you know, and that's what Memorial Day, Veterans Day is about anymore, is we got to sell on cars. We want to sell you a new car. And they use Veterans Day for that, but they don't honor the veterans and thank them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Everything's
It's
about sales.
commercialized.
It is, and that's where it's not with us. We truly, come Monday, and I'm gonna tell people, you know, it's not I'm not gonna say happy, because it's not. It's a time to take out and just think about,
Well,
where we would be if
yeah.
it wasn't for the veterans.
Well, the thing about it is, for me, okay, since I was a DVOP working with the Louisiana Workforce Commission, and my eyes were open to the fact that VA had programs and processes and even opportunities that veterans are not even aware of.
Right.
And it's because of that, my mission became to provide information to veterans,
Right.
the correct information.
Right.
Because the lack of information puts a veteran at a significant disadvantage.
Right. But when you're letting veterans know, you got to take a step further and send that information to
Yes.
all these different veterans group, like my group. When somebody sends something, there's a lady every year, she cuts veterans' hair for free. So I put it on our page, and veterans go get them a free haircut. When there's something that a lot of them don't know what the VA is doing and stuff, and somebody sends me something, I put it on my page the way
Yes.
the veterans will know, and I see it being shared, so I know it's getting out there.
Yeah.
So that's the same to you. If you send it to me, I'm gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
So that's another avenue for you to use to put it out there. And with me being in The Patriot Guards, we got over 10,000 members just in the state. We got over close to 400,000 members across the country. And they will see that information, whatever you share to us, because I'm going to put it out there for them. So there's a big community that could see that, whatever you find out and you just share it to us.
Yeah. Well, I found out, okay, that I've been here living in the Lafayette area since 1971.
Right.
Okay. And you'd be surprised of the number of nonprofit organizations, veteran nonprofit organizations, I wasn't even aware of in 50 years. When do you hear about them? How do you hear about them?
Well,
like in your case, you promoting yourself. You letting people know. You're going the extra mile.
right. But and there's still people that don't know who we are.
That's it.
And I mean, because these days it's all about a computer now. It's not watching TV and watching the news. So whatever they see on Facebook or Twitter or all these, that's only information that they see. So that's why we hit all those areas the way, and I still have people say, oh, I never heard of y'all. And it's like, they got videos of us fighting those people that was trying to, mess up a funeral of a young
I remember that.
KIA and stuff. They got videos out there. We was on the national news. So, sometimes I tell them, and I don't mean to be mean, I just tell them, you're living in a shell and you're not paying attention, because we've been out here for 20 years helping veterans. And I've been on TV, on every media of TV every year. So if they don't know, it's not because I'm not putting it out there. They don't know because they're living in a box like this.
Yes.
And that's what's going on with a lot of the generation, and even older people. My wife, she'll get on that phone and she goes, well, and I said, you missed it because you was in your phone. And so that's a big deal, because if they're not focused what's going on around them, they're like this. They got blinders, and they're just like this in their phone, and that's all they see.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'll tell you what, the thing is, for Veterans Corner, we use video interviews like we're doing right now. I reach out to national, state, and local leaders and try to provide the correct information, get involved with nonprofit organizations and also business owners, let them know, see, they're more pro-veteran, try to let people know who's out there. But for me, the internet, like you're saying, the little fingers here, well, besides doing my podcast and also doing my website, that's where people are at. But I also promote on YouTube as well as Facebook.
Yeah.
So we're on the same page. And to be honest with you, I'm glad I had the opportunity to meet you.
Yeah.
It was because of an event that I participated in.
Yeah.
And because of that. But for me, the veteran is very important for me, because it's a personal commitment. Now, my organization started in November 2015, and since then, I've never asked for one donation, just like you, out there doing what has to be done, my own personal funds. It's never been about financial gain. But you'd be surprised at the number of people out there who don't even want to get involved with nonprofits, because they're very skeptical, not knowing where their money is going to go.
Well, and that's because some nonprofits, they give them money and they don't see or hear about them. I mean, and I'm not going to throw nobody under the bus today, but they got organizations that are 501c. They go out there and they collect money and they tell people, because we're going to do this. To this day, I have not seen them do what they say they're going to do. So, and then you get other groups, they're talking about they got, 20, 30 grand, and here they give me $100 to take care of 600 veterans. And, don't invite me to your meeting, especially to say what you got sitting in the bank, and you're going to give me a check for 100. I'm grateful for that 100, but if you got, 20 grand, give me 10, 15% of that 20 grand to help veterans. Because odds are some of their members, I'm going to be giving them care package later on in nursing homes. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, if we could get all these different organizations to help each other, it'd be so simple.
Well, I tell you what, I know when I started my organization, I got in contact with the IRS, with them
Yeah.
to get involved with them.
Yeah.
And they informed me, said, look, we already have many nonprofit organizations that's for veterans. They're under investigation because 90% of their profit goes towards administration.
Right.
Administrators. So he said, for you, you better be careful what you do. So when I was told that, I said, I understand what you're saying. So
Yeah.
for me, like you, I think there's two words that's very valuable to me that I really believe in, and that is trust and transparency. And without those two words, nothing will succeed.
Right.
Because people have to believe in what you're doing, okay? But they have to see something
Right.
to give them a reason to trust
Right.
you. Because like right now, I have a program that's coming out. It's a home program,
Right.
and it's designed to help veterans, actually help veterans.
Right.
And in fact, later on today, I'm supposed to be meeting with the Secretary of Veteran Affairs here
Yeah.
in Louisiana, and to show him the program. And I'm hoping that he would jump on board and be a part of it,
Right.
because it's about helping the veteran and the families.
Right.
It's a win-win, not just for the veterans
Right.
and their families. It's a win-win for Veterans Corner. It's a win-win for you. It's a win-win for the community. It's a win-win for the state.
Right.
Okay? And if I can get the people that's involved to believe in what we are doing, just like
Right.
what you're doing, people would be willing to open up their purse.
Right.
You see, because right now people are very skeptical. Even I'm
Right.
skeptical when the people call me a lot of stuff, especially on the telephone.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right now, we are blessed because they know if I get on if I go to TV or if I go on the internet and ask for money, I need the money, and if they pay attention, that same week that money is going towards either doing a funeral for a veteran with no family, and paying for their casket or to get them cremated. We got a funeral home in Jennings that told us they will help us out if the veteran has no family and there's no money. They'll help us out and
Okay.
they'll do it.
Yes.
So so we got that. But there's a lot of times I try not to take advantage of that, and other ones are 600, and I can get them cremated.
Okay.
Okay. So where does that 600 come from? When I go on and ask people to give me that 600 to where I can pay. And people get mad at me when I take it off. They go, why you took it off? I already got what I need to take care of that veteran.
Uh-huh.
And I said, don't be mad. I said, the next time when you see me, I need money, donate.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. And they see the results of our money.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
They see the results of our money, where it's going. And not 1 cent goes to the president, me, or any of my officers. All money goes to doing for the veteran. And people go, well, why don't you have a big old building and office? Well, that you pay $13,000 a month for a building, then utilities, then insurance. I could use that money to help a veteran.
Yes, yes, yes.
And that's why I don't have big. Now, I do have an office on our property. I have storage for the care packages. And I see people donate stuff for me to do yard sales. That's how I raise my money.
Okay, okay.
And I just did one Saturday. And I raised money, put it in the account, and then, ho and below, I get a call that we need a funeral. Well, the shells and all that costs us money. The people that come and help me, I try to make sure they have water and something to drink and snacks, the way they don't, go hungry or pass out, because
Yeah.
a lot of, I'm a diabetic, so,
So am I.
yeah, so, and I mean, a lot of more. So they need a snack, the way their blood pressure doesn't, and their sugar doesn't drop, so low. So we try to do all that, and that's where that money helps. The hearse, I got to pay insurance on it every month. So, I've been to Jennings in Leesville this year already 6 times and did the funeral, and it didn't cost the family a penny. And yeah, they could give me a donation, but I don't ask for it. And if I
Right.
don't ask for it, and I don't expect them to. Now,
Right.
if they do, they do.
Right.
And I can honestly say, so far this year, I have not gotten a donation from a family for the hearse, and I really don't care. The
Well,
bike is paid for, the hearse is paid for. I mean, it's paid for. So, and I paid for that, not the Acadiana area.
Right, right.
And all the trailers that we use to go pick up stuff and transport the hearse and all that, that's all paid for. And that's all me to make sure that when the family calls, I can get there.
Well, I tell you what, you're like me. I mean, everything's coming out of my personal pocket for
Right.
me. I'm not asking for a donation.
Right.
But it's to make a difference in somebody's life,
Right.
make an impact.
Right.
The thing I found out about it, though, is that in working and talking with people, once they understand what you're involved in, if they can understand it, and they'll see the advantages of getting involved with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Because without, it's like, go back to the word of trust.
Right.
You got to develop that trust.
Right.
And if you're very transparent for everything you do, then people would be willing, always there to
Yeah.
help you out, no matter which way you want to
Well,
be
just
helped.
to give you an example, Acadiana Area for veterans has 100. We're rated at 100% right now.
Okay.
So, which is good. I'm not trying to brag about it, but that's good. You know, everybody sees what I'm doing, and you know, I'm not rude. I'm always out there trying to help people, and they see that, and I'm rated on. I saw it the other day actually when I was looking for you, and I saw that, and I went, "Hey, that's pretty good." I didn't even know it. You know, because I'm not doing this for people to like me,
Right.
or you know, some people told me, "Oh, you're not going to heaven for doing this," and I go, I'm not doing this to go to heaven. I'm sorry. You know, I'm really not. You know, and that's not in my mind. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna go to heaven. You know.
Well, your heart is with veterans
right.
and trying to help.
Right, and you
that's
know,
the
some people look at it as, you know, they're always looking for why you're doing it.
Yes, yes.
Instead of thank you for doing this.
Yes. Well, I tell you what, my friend, I'm sorry to say this interview is coming to an end.
Okay. Well, good.
And hopefully we can get back together again in the future.
Yes, sir.
And of
Yes,
course,
sir.
we could be partnering together,
Yeah.
you know, and making things happen.
Thank you for
veterans.
your service, and
same thing here.
any of your watchers that are veterans. Thank you, and hopefully you get done what you need to get done.
Yeah, we will make it happen.
And like I said, any information you want to share, just send it to me.
No problem.
Okay.
All right. You guys take care, be safe, and God bless the United States.